Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very last, the very best show that we have of Matilda!
My mommy says I'm American. My daddy says I'm a special little girl.
My mummy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day Doc chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no peer for a miracle like me.
My daddy says I'm a special little soldier. No one is as bold or tough as me. Has my daddy told ya? One day when I'm older, I can be a soldier and shoot you in the face.
One can hardly move for beauty and brilliance these days. It seems there are millions of these one in a millions these days. Specialness is regular. Above average is average. If everybody is a miracle, how can anything really be miraculous?
My mommy says I'm a precious little ballerina. No one has ever seen a prettier ballerina.
May I have some more cake?
Please take a picture of my angel from this angle.
She's clearly more emotionally developed than her peers. And you?
Smile for mommy. Smile. Big one. Cutie.
I think you blinked. Wait, take another, take another.
Take one more.
Did you see his school report?
See. Man, we should change the schools, man. Those teachers are not good enough. Smile.
And you? So insightful,
So hilarious, no?
so delightful.
Smile.
Is this going to take much longer, Doctor? I've got a plane to catch at 3. I'm competing in the biannual International Amateur Salsa and Ballroom Dancing Championships in Paris.
You're getting on a plane, Miss Warwood.
Of course I am. I always compete, Doctor. But this time, I've got a secret weapon. My hair flip. See?
I think we should have a talk.
What is it? What's wrong with me?
Do you really have no idea?
Gas?
Okay, Miss Warwood. I want you to think really hard about what you think might be the cause of this.
Am I? Look! Am I fat?
You're pregnant.
What?
You're going to have a baby, Miss Warwood.
But I've already got a baby. I don't want another one. Isn't there something you can do?
You're 9 months pregnant.
Antibiotics or... Oh my good lord. What about the biannual International Amateur Salsa and Ballroom Dancing Championships?
A baby, Miss Wormwood, the most precious gift the natural world can bestow upon us has been handed to you. A brand new human being is about to come into your life and bring magic and wonder and happiness and joy.
Oh hell!
Where is he? Where's my son?
Mr. Wormwood, your baby.
My God, this is the most ugliest child I've ever seen.
Mr. Wormwood, this is one of the most beautiful children I have ever seen.
Okay. Doctor, where is his,
Is this a california show? His what, Mr. Wormwood?
his,
This child is a girl. A beautiful, beautiful little girl.
ugh. Yeah, okay, can we just can we get her? I'm missing my show.
Is there still time for the biannual inter sausage
The dance competition is over. You missed it. Doctor, I do not suppose we can exchange it for a boy, can we?
No.
Credit card?
This is the worst day of my life. I should be dancing, not dressed in hospital cotton with this ouchy front bottom and this
Miracle.
horrible,
Miracle.
smelly little.
The most beautiful miracle I have ever seen.
Wait!
Every life is unbelievably unlikely. The chances of existence are almost infinitely small. And yet every life, every brand new life is a miracle. Miracle, miracle.
My daddy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since Doc chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no peer for a miracle like me. My mummy says I'm a miracle, that I'm as tiny and shiny as a mirror ball. You can all be cynical, but it's truth empirical that there's no miracle as. My daddy says you're a jumped up little job. My mummy says you're a bore. My daddy says you're a lousy little worm. And kids like you should be against the law. My daddy said you should learn to shut your pie hole. No one likes a smart mouth girl like you. My daddy says you should have a good case for population control. My mummy says you should watch more TV.
Get out of it! Yes, sir. Yes, sir, that's right, sir. Yes, sir, of course, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Harry!
What?
She's reading a book. That's not normal. I think she might be an idiot. Listen to this. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the age of wisdom.
Stop scaring your mother with that book, boy!
And she keeps trying to tell me stories, Harry. Stories! I mean, who wants stories? It's just not normal for a girl to be all thinking.
I'll call you straight back. Would you please just shut up? I am trying to pull off the biggest deal of my life, and I have to listen to this. It's your fault. You spend us into all the trouble and debt and expect me to get us out of it. What am I?
What about me, then? I've got a whole house to look after. Dinners don't microwave themselves, you know. I shan't be talking to you for the rest of the evening.
But I'm gonna make us rich.
Rich? How rich?
Yes, very, very rich. Russian businessman. Very, very stupid. Your genius husband is going to sell them 155 knackered old bangers as top of the line, brand new luxury cars.
But that's not fair. The cars will break down. What about the Russians?
Fair. Listen to this boy. Fair does not get you anywhere, you thick-headed twit brain. Well, all I can say is, thank goodness Michael has got his old man's brains, hasn't he?
Michael!
Well, I shall take your money when you earn it, and I shall spend it. But I shan't enjoy it because of the despicable way in which you've spoken to me tonight.
This is your fault with all your stupid books and your stupid reading.
But I didn't even do anything. That's not right.
Right. I'll show you right. You see, you're off to school in a few days' time, and I know your principal, Miss Agatha Trunchbull, and I've told her all about you and your smarty pants antics. Big, strong, scary woman she is. Used to compete in the Olympics, throwing the hammer. Imagine what she is going to do to a horrible, squeaky little goblin like you. Boy!
I'm a girl.
Now get off the bed, you little bookworm!
Matilda, what a pleasure to see you here in the library again, are we?
Yes. I mean, my mum wanted me to stay at home with her. She hates it when I go out. Dad too. He loves having me around. But I feel it's good for grown-ups to have their own space.
Your parents must be so proud to have a girl as clever as you. Do you tell them stories the way you do with me? I love your stories, Matilda. And that's not a hint, by the way, but if you did happen to have a story you wanted to tell.
Goodbye, Mrs. Phelps. See you next week.
Goodbye, Miss Honey, and good luck with Tolstoy. As I was saying, if you did happen to...
Who was that?
That lady? That lady is Miss Honey. She's going to be your teacher.
That lady is mine.
Yeah, your teacher. Well, I guess your mother must be waiting for you. Is she...
Good night, Miss Phelps. See you tomorrow.
After your first day of school? Miss Phelps, head librarian at the town library. I love my books, and nothing warms the cockles of my heart like a little girl who loves to read. It's a rarity, you know, nowadays, with the apps and the telly and that awful new box on your screen. What's it called? YouTube. As some children end up to grow into exceptional human adults because of their parents, Matilda grew up to be a confident, feisty young lady in spite of her parents. They were awful to her, and that boy Michael, a little devil, I'll tell you that. She'd never say it to me, but I could see it in the little girl's eyes. She hated the thought of going home. When I'd lock up the library in the evening, she'd drag her feet and about 30 new books and walk back to the Wormwood's loud and messy home.
Change their own stories. Jack and Jill, was their fall inevitable? Would they always be innocent victims of this rhyme? And Romeo and Juliet, was it always written in their stars? We are told we have to do what we're told, but surely sometimes we can be a little naughty. Just because we find that life's not fair doesn't mean you have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot, and you mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you just sit around and let them get on top of you, you might as well be saying you think that's okay. And that's not right. And if it's not right, you have to put it on. Platinum blonde hair dye, extra strong. Keep out of reach of children. All of Violet's hair tonic for men. But no one else is going to put it right for me. No one but me is going to change my story. Sometimes, just have to be a little naughty.
You see, in business, son, a man's hair is his greatest asset. Good hair means good brain. Now, son, the secret to my successes.
Secrets.
Yes. And that secret to my success is this. Oil of Violet's hair tonic for men. Stand back, son. Your old man is going to work. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the bananas right there. Oh. You see, in business, son, a man simply cannot fail to get noticed when he looks like this.
Your hair! It's green!
Good Lord, woman, have you started already? It's not even 8:30. My hair!
It's green!
Oh, my hair! Oh my God.
What on earth did you do that for? Why would you want
Green hair.
I don't want it. I didn't do anything.
Maybe use some of Mummy's peroxide by mistake.
That's exactly what you've done. Stupid man.
Oh, my hair. Oh, my God, my lovely hair. Oh, my God. I've got my deal with the Russians today. What am I going to do? Oh.
I know what you can do.
Yes. What is it? What can I do?
You can pretend you're an elf.
Yes, that's it. I can pretend I'm a... What are you talking about? You fool! The boy's a loony.
I'm a girl.
My mommy says I'm a miracle. My daddy says I'm a special little boy.
I'm a prince. I'm a prince.
My mommy says I'm an angel.
My mom says I'm great just the way I am.
And so you think you're able to survive this mess by being a prince or a princess? You should stay out of trouble and remember to be extremely careful.
You will soon see that there's no escaping this tragedy. And even if you put heaps of effort,
You're just wasting energy. Because life as you know it is ancient history.
I've suffered in this jail. I've been trapped in this cage for ages.
This living hell. But if I try, I can't remember.
Before my life had ended, before my happy days were over.
Before I first heard the pealing of the bell. Like you, I was curious.
So curious, I asked 1,000 questions. But unless you want to suffer, listen up.
And I'll teach you a thing or two. You listen here, my dear.
You will be punished so severely if you step out of line. And if you cry, it will be double. You
should stay out of trouble and remember to be extremely careful.
Why?
Why?
Why did you hear what we just said?
Good morning, children. My name is Miss Honey, and today is a very special day. Your first day of school. Now, can anyone tell me their squares and square roots? Let's start with 2. What is 2 squared?
2 squared is 4.
What?
3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 5 squared 25, 6 squared 36, 7 squared 49, 8 squared 64, 9 squared 81, and 10 squared 100. Actually, the cubes too, like 2 cubed is 8, and 3 cubed is 27, and 7 cubed is 729.
Stop! Stop! Good heavens. How far can you go?
I don't know. Quite a long way, I think.
Do you think you could tell me what 16 cubes?
4,096.
What? Yes. Yes, that is. Okay. Don't worry if you don't get this, since it is much harder. 72 cubes.
373,248. That's 373248.
Oh my God. Let's leave that for the time being and look at reading. Has anyone read Roll Up?
Oh, me, miss. I got it.
Very well, Eric. Tell me what this word means. Tyranny. Okay, Eric. I think we better leave it at that. We don't want you bursting a blood vessel on your first day back at sea. Lavender?
Does it mean tired? Like tyranny?
No, but good try, darling. Yes. Matilda?
Tyranny. Tyranny is despotism. Absolutism. A kind of oppressive rule. Autocracy, dictatorship, an undemocratic rule, a reign of terror. Totalitarianism in a way. Fascism?
So Matilda. You read.
Yes. I mean, I taught myself. I mean,
What?
you need to read words to read sentences, because basically a sentence is just a big bunch of words. And if you can't read sentences, you've got no chance with books. And the more books you read, the more words you learn.
What books do you read?
Nicholas Nickleby, Oliver Twist, Jane R, Secret Garden, Crime and Punishment, and The Cat and the Hat.
Ah! Well, you better be off, little girl. What a pleasure to have you in my class.
The pleasure's all mine, Miss Honey.
Matilda, did you? She's lovely, isn't she?
Lovely. Lovely and brilliant. What an incredible mind this girl has. Her parents, do they have a plan? A way to channelize this?
Oh, Miss Honey, the less said the better. She doesn't let it show, but I think she's having a hard time at home. It's kind of a loud house.
But do they know? Do they know how special this girl is?
I've been meaning to meet them for ages, but I always felt like it wasn't my place. Maybe if we went together.
Oh no, Miss Phelps. I don't think it's the best idea. You know how Miss Trunchbull is about meeting parents. She is a little...
All I know is we need to do something. We must.
Knock on the door, Jen. Just knock on the door. Don't be pathetic. Look at you trying to hide, silly. Standing outside the principal's office like a little girl. It's just pathetic. Look at you hesitating, handshaking. You should be embarrassed. You are not a little girl anymore. It's just pathetic. pathetic. Perhaps I'll wait. One should avoid confrontation when possible. I'll come back later then. Oh, this curl, this miracle. Knock on the door, Jen. Don't be pathetic.
Enter! Don't just stand there like a wet tissue. Get on with it!
Yes, Miss French. In my class, there is this girl, Matilda Wormwood.
Daughter of Mr. Harry Wormwood, who owns Wormwood Motors. Excellent man. Told me to watch out for the little brat, though. Says she's a real what?
Oh no, mistress. I don't believe Matilda's that kind of child at all.
What is the school motto, Miss Honey?
Barminatum est magatum.
Barminatum est magatum! Children are maggots!
Mrs. Trunchbull, Matilda Wormwood is a genius.
Nonsense! Haven't I just told you that she's a gangster?
She knows her squares and cubes for 300,000.
So she's learned a few tricks.
Oh, but she can read all kinds of books and understand them.
So can I!
In my opinion, this little girl should be placed in a college.
What? But she's a squib, a shrimp, an unhatched tadpole. We cannot simply place her in university. What type of society would that be? What about rules, honey? Rules!
I think Matilda Wormwood is an exception.
An exception to the rules. In my school? You! What have I taught you?
Look at her trophies. See how they gleam in the sunlight? See how they shine? What do you think it took to become the English hammer-throwing champion in 1969? And do you think at the moment, when her big moment came, that she treated the rules with casual disdain? Well, she did not.
You have to stay inside the circle all the time. And if you want to make the team, you don't need happiness or self-esteem. You just have to keep your feet inside the line.
If you want to throw the hammer for your country,
Barminatum, barminatum, glorious magatum.
and if you want to teach success, you don't use sympathy or tenderness.
No tenderness.
You have to force little squids to toe the line. Sing, Jenny! 2, 3, 4. You want to throw the hammer for your country.
Barminatum, barminatum, gloria magatum.
Get out!
I have to tell you, then, mistress, that it is my intention to help this girl, whether you like it or not. Woo! Woo!
Flipping, nasty, stupid, slimy, great big question asking. What do they think of themselves? Flipping, nasty, stupid Russians!
What? What happened? Don't tell me. We're not rich. What happened?
It was the mileage. They looked at one car of the mileage and said these cars were knackered. I told them. Dad did too. The reason this was happening was a manufacturing mistake.
Is that true?
Of course it's not true.
So you lied.
Of course I lied.
And they didn't believe you.
Of course they didn't believe me because I've got green hair. What's this? Another flaming book?
She's got no respect, that one.
Heard it's all books and stories.
Oh no, it's a lovely book, honest. You should read it. I'm sure you'll...
Lovely. Here's what I think of your lovely.
No, it's a library book. It's from the library. You show the little brat. Go on then.
Oh, this is... Look what I found! They're individual!
Stand still. Yeah.
Ha! Now get out of here, you little bookworm! I've got my eye on you, boy.
I'm a girl.
Matilda, can I ask you a question? Do all those pains in your head give you a headache? I mean, it's gonna hurt. It's sort of squeezed in there.
No, I think it's fine. It just fits.
Well, I'd better hang around just in case the stuff is squished out of your ears. And I'm Lavender. I think it's for the best if we're best friends.
Eric! Hide! Someone poured a whole can of syrup into Roswell's chair, and when she sat down, her knickers stayed stuck to the seat. Someone told her you did it, and now she's after you.
But that's not right.
You're done, kid. You're finished. Once Agatha Trunchbull decides you're guilty,
You're squished. Yesterday she got Julius Rodwinkle eating a gobstopper during science. She simply swung him up, threw him around, and threw him out of the
window.
Where is the maggot known as Eric? He's over there under those coats. Where he's been for the last hour, actually.
what? An hour?
Oh yes, you see, unfortunately, Eric suffers from the rare but chronic sleep disorder, narcolepsy. The condition is characterized by the sufferer experiencing bouts of chronic fatigue and often falling asleep, often without knowing. So as you see, he fell asleep and we put him under the coat for safety. Did we?
Yes, yes,
Did
yes.
we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lavender!
Yes, Miss Maxwell?
What have I told you about wearing pigtails? I hate pigtails!
My mommy likes them. She says they make me look pretty.
Well then, your mummy is a twit! You! What is your name?
Matilda Wormwood.
So you're Wormwood's daughter. I might have known. Well, Matilda Wormwood, you have just made a very big mistake. Miss Chutney?
Oh, it's Miss Honey. As you know, Matilda's in a very basic class. She isn't expected to be reading Tolstoy and Dostoevsky.
Well, then stop her reading.
Lord knows we've tried.
Look, I'm not in favor of girls getting all clever pants, Miss Hussey. A girl should think about makeup and hair dye. Looks are more important than books. Now look at you and look at me. You chose books. I chose looks. Now, here's a tip. What you know matters less than the volume with which what you don't know is expressed. Content has never been less important. So girl, you've got to be loud. You've got to learn to stick up and stand out from the crowd. A little less flat, a lot more heel. A little less fat, a lot more feel. A little less head, a lot more hair. A little less brains, a lot more derriere.
No one's gonna care if you don't care. No one's gonna look if you don't stand out. No one's gonna listen if you don't shout.
So go and put some highlights in your hair.
But Matilda can calculate complicated figures in her head in an instant.
Her mind is incredible. With a little help from us, she could go to university before she...
Mind? Her mind? Somewhere along the way, my dear, you've made an awful error. You seem to think that people like people what are clever.
It's very quaint, it's very sweet, but wrong. People don't like smarty pants that go around claiming stuff they know that we don't know.
Now, you may leave.
Pathetic, Jenny. Just get on your feet, Jenny. You're going to march in there and give them a piece of your mind. Just leave it alone, Jenny. Forget it. The more you try, the more you're going to look like a fool. This is not your problem. You've not got the spine. You are a teacher. Just go back to school. But this little girl, this miracle, she seems not to know that she's special at all. And what sort of teacher would I be if I let this little girl fall? I can see that she needs someone strong to stand by her side. Instead, she's found me. Pathetic little me. And another door closes, and Jenny's outside. I'm afraid I've not been too successful in getting others to recognize your abilities. So, starting tomorrow, I shall bring a selection of very clever books that I think will challenge your mind. And well, while I teach, you may sit and read. And if you have any questions at all, I shall do my best. That is the biggest hug in the world. You're going to hug out all the air out.
Matilda what? Matilda what? Where is Ma?
Yes, Constable.
This clot, this foul carbuncle, is none other than a disgusting criminal, a denizen of the underworld, a member of the mafia. This morning, you snuck into my kitchen chin like a serpent and decides to steal my private chocolate cake from my tea tray.
No, I did not. Miss Trunchbull, Matilda's been here all morning.
Standing up with a little spitball, are you? Well, this incident occurred before school started, and therefore she is guilty.
Okay, look, alright, I stole the cake. And I was maybe, almost, definitely thinking about owning up. But you see, the cake was so good that I scoffed it down too quick. And now it's starting to fight back. Oh, see?
But I'm not guilty, I didn't do anything. You are guilty because you are a fiend. You are a crook. You are a thief. And I shall crush you. I shall pound you. I shall consign you to the seventh circle of hell, child. You shall be destroyed.
It was the biggest burp I had ever heard. It was the biggest burp I had ever done. It was the biggest burp I'd ever heard about. It's like the entire world went silent for that burp to exist. There's a huge cloud of chocolatey gas wafted from my mouth and drifted across the classroom. Past Lavender, past Eric, past Michael, past Matilda, and now my big chocolatey gas, which now seemed to have a mind of its own, wafted full into the face of Trunchbull.
Bruce Bogtrotter!
Yes, Miss Trunchbull?
You liked my cake, didn't you, Bruce?
Yes, Miss Trunchbull. I'm very sorry.
Oh, no. As long as you enjoyed the cake, that is the main thing.
It is?
Yes, Bogtrotter, it is.
Well, it was very good, thank you.
Wonderful, marvelous. That makes me so happy. It gives me a warm glow in my lower intestine. Bring me the cake! What's the matter, Bogtrotter? Lost your appetite?
Well, yes, I'm full.
You are not full. I'll tell you when you're full. And I say that criminals like you are never full until you've eaten the entire cake.
But
No buts. We haven't got time for buts. Eat!
I can't eat it all.
Headmistress, you'll be sick.
Well, he should have thought of that before he made a pact with Satan and decided to steal my cake. Eat! He's gone. Eat! He's surely gone. He's surely gone. He gone. Go, Bruce. Eat! He's surely gone. Eat! You are the man, Bruce. Go, Bruce. Yeah,
Sorry, Miss Trunchbull. I got a bit carried away.
I think, in effect, this must confirm, Bruce, what we've all suspected. You have a worm, or maybe your largeness is like your TARDIS, considerably roomier inside. You are the man, Bruce. BROOCE. We never thought it was possible, but here it is, coming through. It's time to use that tumbly use. You may want to loosen up your belt.
That's all right, Jenny. We all get carried away sometimes. Even me! Well done, Bogtrotter. Good show. Well, come along, Bogtrotter.
What, where?
Oh, did I not mention? This is only the first part of your punishment. And the second part is the choking!
What?
What is? You can't. Yes, Miss Trunchbull, you can. You think I'll be able to get myself defeated by these maggots, do you? Who do you think I am? Miss Honey? A weakling? An idiot? A fool? You?
He's eaten it all. He did what you asked.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, before we continue on with the proceedings, I would like to offer an apology for some of the things that have been happening here. They are not nice things, and they are not right things. And I would like to state categorically that we would not like any children watching this to go home and try these things out for themselves. I, of course, am talking about reading books. Now, it is not normal for children to behave in this fashion. It stunts the brain, it wears out the eyes, it makes the kids ugly, stinky, fatty, sweaty, wetty, boring, gaseous, and most importantly, it gives them head lice of the soul. We do not condone any such activities that happen here, and we do so utterly without reservoirs. Now, may I ask, is there any grown-up here who has ever actually read a book? A show of hands, please. You. What's your name? Sarah. Okay. Please don't take this the wrong way, ma'am, but bookworm! What a bookworm! Reading all the books like a stinky, lousy worm. Worms read books. You read books. Worms are stupid. You're a swarm. Now, this may not stop her reading, but hey, at least she'll never put her hand up in the theater again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you all the pinnacle of our achievements as a species. The very reason we bothered evolving out of unicorns in the first place.
Somewhere on a show, I heard that a picture tells 1,000 words. So Telly, if you ever bother to take a look, is the equivalent of like lots of books. All I know, I learned from Telly, this big, beautiful box of facts. And if you know a thing already, baby, you can switch over the channel just like that.
Why would we waste our energy sipping pages 1, 2, 3 when we can sit on our lovely bums? Watching people singing, talking and doing stuff.
You can tell from my big telly just what a very clever fellow I am. Take it away, son.
All I know, I learned from telly what to think and what to buy. I was pretty smart already, but I'm even smarter now. And here's why. Endless content, endless channels, endless chat on endless panels. All you need to fill your muffin without really have to think or nothing.
Bring out the books. Who the Dickens is Charles Dickens?
Mary Shelley. Gosh, she sounds smelly.
James Joyce. He doesn't sound nice.
Charlotte Bronte. Do not wanty.
Jane Austen. In the composting.
William Shakespeare. William Wakespeare.
Moby Dick. Ugh. Easy, Grandma. All together now. All I know I learned from telly. The The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just what a very clever fellow I am.
Hello, I'm Lavender. By the way, I'm Matilda's best friend.
I do.
Well, there's a bit coming up that's all about me. Alright, well, not all about me, but I play a big role in it.
Stop talking, Lavender. You're not supposed to say anything about that yet.
Alright, I'm not gonna say what happens because I don't want to spoil it for you. Alright, look, what I do is I volunteer to give Transpool a jug of water and then I get a mule and then I
Shush! What are you doing, Lavender? You're going to spoil the fun.
and then I Alright. I'm not gonna say what happens because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I think so. Yes,
And so what I do is, I take the newt. A newt is like a very disgusting type of lizard that swims in water. So I take the newt and put it in the jar of water.
No! Stop! Don't say anymore. And then I put the newt in the possible jug of water. It's going to be awesome. Huh? I'm so sorry, Bruce. I'm sorry I had to go to the jockey.
That's okay, guys. It's not your fault. This horrible phase will soon be over. Soon, we won't be children anymore. How lovely will it be to be all grown up? When I grow up, I will be tall enough to reach the trees that you need to reach, to climb the trees that you get to climb. When you're grown up,
And when I grow up, I will be smart enough to answer all the questions that you need to know the answers to before you're grown up.
like Matilda.
And when I grow up, I'm going to eat sweets every day. I'm going to eat sweets on my way to work, and I'm going to sleep late to bed every night. And I'm going to wake up when the sun comes up and watch cartoons until my eyes go square.
And I don't care, because we'll be all grown up.
When I grow up, I will be strong enough to carry all the things that you have to haul.
And I will be brave enough to fight the creatures that you need to fight beneath your bed each night to be a grown up.
And when I grow up, I'm going to play with toys that mom pretends aren't fun.
And I will lay in the sun all day. And I won't burn because I'll be all grown up.
When I grow up, you'll be brave enough to fight the creatures you have to fight beneath the bed every night. When I grow up,
Just because I find myself in the story,
it doesn't mean that it's written for you. If you think that the ending is fixed, you might as well be saying that's okay. And that's not right. Matilda, are you enjoying school?
oh yes. Well, bits of it anyways.
Why is that?
Well, not a child exactly, but
Are you sure something... Matilda, Little dear, you're so smart. Your parents must feel like they've won the lottery having a child like you.
Oh yes, yes, they're always saying that in fact. They're like, Matilda, we're so proud of you, you're like winning the lottery. Yeah, I'd better go, Miss Phelps. What's your opinion on taking revenge?
That's a difficult question. In my experience, when you're angry because someone hasn't been very nice to you, I think that you should channelize your anger to do something constructive, something good. Help others?
Sure.
I'm so clever. I'm so clever. I'm so very, very clever. I'm so very flaming clever. What a very clever fellow I am. Come here, you.
No, stop! Stop! Stop!
Everybody come together. I want my entire family to celebrate my triumph. Not you, boy. So I have 155 old bangers on my hands, all polished up, but the mileage on the car told the truth, that every single one was knackered. Well, how could I possibly make the mileage go back? I couldn't drive each one backwards. Could I?
Backwards. That's when Dad had the most genius idea in the world. He ran into the warehouse and grabbed a drill. He turned it on.
I turn on the car. I whack it into reverse.
Backwards!
Backwards! See, a drill of an engine of car. It rolls thousands of times backwards a second. And within a few minutes, I had turned the mileage on that car to absolutely nothing. I did it to every single one of those rust buckets.
When the Russians showed up, great break, nasty fellas. I don't know who they thought they were. Dark glasses, expensive suits, everything.
Oh, Russians are nocturnal. I saw it in a program last night.
That was Badger. Program about Badger.
Same thing. And did it work?
All cash. See you.
But that's not fair. They've trusted you and you cheated them.
What is the matter with you?
What have we done to deserve a child like you? In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down to the library and tell that old bag that you're never to be let in again.
What? No, please don't.
And if she does, I will have her fired. I will put an end to your stories, young man. You will never read another stinking book as long as you live. Now get in there and stay in there, you nasty little creep. Woohoo!
Matilda, I've got those books we spoke about, so you can just read.
What are you doing with those books, woman?
They're
squares and bugs and stories. That is not teaching. To first teach the child, you must break the child. Quiet, you maggots!
No one was speaking, Miss Trunchbull.
Miss Honey, when I say quiet, you maggots, please understand that you are entirely included in that statement. Where is my jug of water?
Miss Trunchbull, I get it.
Stupid girl. And you, flabby, disgusting, revolting, I say. It's about high time you tough it up with a little phys ed.
It is the order of rebellion. It is a bouquet of dissent. A little bit of phys ed will tell us who has a head full of rebellious thought. Squat and hold!
Discipline.
It is the waft of anarchy in progress.
Just like a rotten egg goes to the top of the water.
Push-ups! The whiff of resistance!
There is no discipline in mastering the art of phys ed.
Once these demons have exercised, they shall be too pooped for scheming!
1, 2, 3, 4, double time.
And I will not stop until you are squashed!
1, 2, 3, 4, sit!
The simpering and the whimpering, the sprittling and the dribbling. This I needed tissue is an issue we can fix. Crunches!
Up!
Imagine a world with no children. Close your eyes and dream. Imagine it. Come on, try it!
The peace, the quiet, the bubbling stream.
Water!
Look, it's the note. I've got the note. I'm gonna put it in.
Quiet!
I don't think this is teaching at all. I think it's just cruelty.
That is because you, Miss Honey, are pathetic. You are wet. You are weak. In fact, you are a sniveling little... Note! There's a note in mine!
Quiet, children, please, quiet.
You!
What?
You did this! You repulsive, vile, malicious little sinner!
What, miss? No, I didn't.
Stop! You're just getting started!
No, Miss Trunchbull, you'll pull his ear off.
What do we know about ears of little boys?
Through years of experimentation, we have figured out that the ears of little boys do not come off. They stretch.
I can feel that stretching even now.
Stop, Miss Trunchbull.
Leave us alone, you big bully! Dare you! You are not fit to be in the school, madam. You ought to be in prison, in the deepest, darkest prison. I shall have you strapped to a trolley with a muzzle over your mouth. I shall crush you. I shall pound you. I shall dissect you, madam. I shall feed you to the termites, and then I shall squash the termites into tiny little fragments, and then I shall squash the tiny little fragments into dust. But I am a match for you, and I shall tell you there is no length which I shall not go to, nothing which I shall not do, and no ear which I shall not
have you ever wondered what I have about, for example, when I say red? There's no way of knowing if red means the same thing in your head as red means in my head when I say red. Or about, for example, when you're always traveling in the speed of light and I'm holding a light will still travel away from us at the full speed of light. What seems right, in a way, but I'm trying to say, I'm not so sure, but I wonder if inside my head I'm not so different than some of my friends. These answers that come to mind unbidden, these stories delivered to me fully written. And when everyone shouts, like they seem to be shouting, the voice inside my head is so incredibly loud and I wish they'd stop. My dad, my mom, and the telly and this noise would just stop for once. And I'm sorry, but I'm not quite explaining it right. But this noise is anger. And this anger is light. And this burning inside me would usually fade, but it isn't today. And the heat and the shouting and my heart is pounding and my eyes are burning suddenly. Everything is quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. Just that still sort of quiet. Like the sound of a page being turned in a book or a pause in a walk in the woods. Quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. It's the sound when you lie upside down in your bed. It's the sound of your heart in your head. And though the people around me, their mouths still moving, the words they're forming cannot reach me anymore. And it is quiet, and I am warm, like I've sailed through the eye of the storm. See? I can turn it off.
Well, that was interesting. I think it's best we all go home while we still can.
Watch.
Matilda, I really think it would be wise.
Watch, please. I do these things with my eyes. Am I straight?
I think. How do you fancy a nice cup of tea?
What do you think it is, this thing with my eyes?
Well, I'm not going to pretend I know what it is, Matilda. But I don't think it's something you should be frightened of. I think it's got something to do with that incredible mind of yours. You certainly are a special girl, Matilda. I met your mother. She's unusual. And your father? Is he proud to have a daughter as clever as you?
Oh yes, he is very proud. He is very, 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 very proud. He's always saying that, in fact. He's like, Matilda, I was so proud to have a daughter. And that's not true, Miss Hunter. He's not proud at all. Calls me a liar, cheat, a nasty little creep.
I see.
Are you poor?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Don't they pay teachers very well?
No, they don't actually. But I'm poorer than most, due to other reasons. You see, I used to live with my aunt, but one day I came across this shed and I fell completely in love with it. I ran to the farmer and begged him to let me stay. He thought I was crazy, but he agreed, and I've lived here ever since.
But, Miss Honey, you can't live in a shed.
Oh, I'm okay, Matilda. Here's a whole pile of books, by the way. Have a look through and see whether there's anything you haven't read.
How come you live with your aunt?
You see, my father died when I was young. His name was Magnus. He was very kind. But, when he was gone, my aunt became my legal guardian. She was mean and cruel and horrible as you can hardly imagine. And after I got my job as a teacher, she presented me with a bill for looking after me for all those years. She had written everything down. Every tea bag, every electricity bill, every tin of beans. She made me sign a contract to pay back every penny. And she even produced a document to say that my father had given her the house.
Is this your father? Wait. This is your father and this is Miss Trunchbull. Miss Trunchbull is the aunt? Magnus, did he really just do that? Did he really give her his house?
I don't know. I find it hard to believe. Just as I cannot believe that he would have killed himself. Which is what she said happened.
You think she did him in, don't you?
I cannot say. All I know is years of living with that woman made me pathetic. I was trapped.
And that's why you live here. She did him in. Let's go to the police.
No, Matilda, we can't. We've no evidence.
We can just tell them. We can just tell them she did it.
It won't work, Matilda. It'll be my word against hers. They'd never believe she was capable of murder.
But why? She was so cruel to you. She beat you. I know she did.
Stop, Matilda, please.
She shouted at you. She locked you up in tiny cupboards and threw you into cellars.
Stop, Matilda, please.
Miss Honey, your aunt's a murderer. She killed Magnus. Miss
In this world, there are two types of human beings, the winners and the losers. I am a winner. I play by the rules and I win. If I play by the rules and I do not win, then something is wrong. Something is not working. Something needs to be set right. Even if it screams. That is what Miss Trunchbull has taught me.
What are you looking at?
You?
This class is going to have a very special spelling test. And anyone who gets one spelling wrong shall go to the chokey. You! Spell newt.
Newt. N-E-W-T.
Newt. What?
YGA. Sons. BYXMZ. Oh, you can't put it all in the turkey, miss. You can't. There's no space. Come now, maggots. You think I haven't thought of that? Tina, Michael, tell them what we've been busy with.
A whole array of chokies, one for each and every one of you.
And now that our little spelling test is over, I can tell that each and every one of you has failed.
All of you are going to be put in your own personal choki, and you will use that time for self-reflection.
Who dare touch the light switch? Not us. In this world, there are two types of people. The winners and the losers. The joke. What?
Agatha.
This is Magnus.
She can't! Give my jet back her house.
Or I will get you.
Like you got me. No.
Run!
Never again will she get the best of me!
Never again!
Never again will she take away my freedom!
Never again!
And we will remember we fought this day for the right to be a little naughty!
Never again!
Will the jokey door slam?
Never again!
Will I be bullied and?
Never again!
Will I doubt it when my mom says I'm a miracle?
Never again!
You'll become a screaming horde.
Never again! Take out your hockey sticks and use them as swords. Never again! Never again will be ignored. Never again!
Find out who took the chalk and write rude stuff on the board. It's not insulting.
Never again!
REVOLDING! Revolting!
A few days later, Miss Honey received a letter from a solicitor. It said that she was the owner of a big, beautiful house that was up until this moment owned by an evil aunt, one Agatha Trunchbull. She moved in immediately. She was so happy. Happier than she'd ever been in her entire life.
As for Miss Trunchbull, she was immediately sent away, and the chokies were just destroyed, and a new headmistress took over.
And her name was Miss Honey. It was often said that it was the best school in all the land.
And you know what? Matilda was never able to move things with her eyes again. I thought it was because her mind was being challenged, but she said it was because she never had the need to use her powers ever again. When I looked at her, I saw a girl who had done so much to help others. Instead, she ended up with parents who were mean and cruel and called her names. And I would feel my blood boil. And I wish that I could just do something.
So, this is the end. I wish so much that I could tell you that the story got the ending it deserved. I wish so much that I could tell you that Matilda got the love that she deserved. But perhaps not all stories have happy endings.
don't just stand there gawking. We're going to Spain.
Spain? Why? Because this idiot, this nit, this quick brain thought it was a good idea to sell 155 knackered old bangers to the Russian mafia.
Well, I didn't know. They were the flaming Russian mafia. Did I? Come with me, boy.
Girls, let Matilda stay here with me.
Wait. I beg your pardon?
I'd love to take Matilda, if she'd like me to, that is.
Wait.
I'd treat her with love and care, and I'd pay for everything.
You mean leave my daughter here with you?
Dad? Did you just... They're going to be here any minute.
Oh my God.
Are you the Wormwood's daughter?
Yes,
Where is your father?
he is... I don't know.
Your father is a very stupid man. And being stupid, he assumed I was stupid too. And that is very stupid and a rude thing to do.
Yes, I am afraid my father is quite stupid.
You know this?
Yes,
What is your name, little girl?
Matilda Wormwood.
Matilda, you seem smart. I like you.
Blagodaryvas. Thank you, I taught myself Russian after reading Dostoevsky.
I am Sergey. It is an honor to meet you, Matilda Wormwood. Matilda, your father has been very stupid and rude to both of us. Yes? I can easily teach him his manners. And one day, when he comes out of his hospital, he might not be stupid, but he may not be so rude.
Well, Mr. Sergey, that is a very tempting offer, but he is my father and I am his daughter. I think I've had enough revenge.
Your father is very, very stupid. But he is also very, very, very lucky to have a daughter like you. But if I happen to be doing business here again, he may not be so lucky.
Quick, before they change their minds.
But what about the girl? Would you like to stay here with Miss Honey?
Yes,
And would you like to take care of her?
yes.
Okay. Well, we're a bit short of room, so yes. Move fast!
And they hardly noticed the wormwoods that sped away in the distance because
Because they had found each other. Yes, they found each other.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have found each other on the set of Matilda. Give it up, everybody! Woo-hoo! Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud to introduce you to the incredible cast and crew of this beautiful play. But first things first, for the entire group effort, wasn't it amazing? Yeah, let's give it up for them! Woohoo! So incredibly proud. I'm going to read their names out one by one. They're going to come on out here and take a bow. Firstly, oh my God, this girl, Leah, come on out as Matilda! So proud of her. Give it up for Trisha as Mrs. Wormwood!
Am I fat?
And the unforgettable Mr. Green Hair. Give it up for Akhilesh as Mr. Wormwood! And of course, we're never going to forget her, Ashika Strunchburg!
stand for one thing that all of you are revolting! R-E-V-O!
So proud of you. Miss Honey, Anya! Never again, alright. And the wonderful kids, Prashasti has Lavender! And playing Eric, we had Ayan. Come on out, Ayan!
My mummy says I'm a miracle.
And you are. You are a miracle. Playing Bruce Bogtrotter with the biggest bog you've ever heard. Give it up for her!
B-R-O-O-C-E, Bruce!
That's right. Playing the big bully, Navya! So proud of you, Navya. So proud of you. And our extras have just been roped in for pretty much any gap we have had during this festival. Give it up for Mahira and Yuvraj! They were extra parents, they were extra bullies, they were extra pretty much everything. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show you how to think about everybody. Hold hands. Now you can clap and you can take that autographs after this because they're going to be my stars. Give it up for Matilda! That's right. Well, I'm going to ask you to take a quick step back because I want to introduce you to the team that puts this entire festival together. It's not easy to pull this off, right? And it takes a lot of people, and you know, many of these young adults we actually treat like they are adults because they're here and they pull off 16-hour days just like the rest of us, and they take care of everything from guest list to sponsors to crowd control. Give it up for my senior P's of the Hive, our production team, everybody! Friends of the Hive, senior P's, come on out, come on out, come on out. Is Myra there? Myra, come on out. Okay, awesome. Well, there they are. There they are. I am so proud of these kids. They're all seniors at the Hive, by the way, and available if you have event management. Take them out, everybody! Oh, there they are, there they are, there they are. Some of them are actually graduates of the Hive. Some will be next week. Alright, come on, now you can take them out again. Yeah! Woo-hoo. This has been a very ambitious project, and there's no way we could have even thought about doing what I think we're 25 shows now, 300 plus actors of 5 different plays. It's the biggest children's festival that anyone has thought of, right? And we've had about 5,000 people come and watch plays who otherwise don't, and we really truly think we're changing culture from the roots upward, and I couldn't do it without this incredible team, so I really want you to give them a big round of applause. My 7-woman army, come on out, come on out. Natasha on all things, braids, parents, looks. She's my girl. That's Natasha, everybody. Give it up for my Jenna. Team of teachers, give it up for Joanna! The wonderful Huda Badan! My lucky Alba, come on Alba! And my name is Malika and this is Samaya. But also, just a quick thank you to some of our sponsors. Crayola is really cool. We really love this brand because they, like us actually, believe that art is about a little bit more than just coloring and crayons and selling stuff, right? They believe in really creating conscious products that mean something in this world, and you can see that with their Colors of the World products. They're really cool, and I know that they have really strong values, and that's why we align with them. So thank you, Crayola, that put all these names in this bucket, and we are going to pick a name out of this, and they're going to walk away with a really big hamper. So, Mukti, are you here, Mukti? Mukti. Hey, where did Mukti go? Okay. How about Pankaj? Oh, wait, actually, wait. It's UP. In case UP is your UP, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. We all give him a group hug, okay? After this, we give him a group hug. I'm sorry. Come on, UP. You will be coloring all of your summer holidays. Here you go. Congratulations. Congratulations on this. Also free ice cream for everybody from Igloo Ice Creams. Yeah, woohoo, woohoo. Lots and lots of free ice creams for everyone. And Home Center helped us put this beautiful home together. And next week, actually, we've got here Evan Hansen, which is such a beautiful play. And it's going to look spectacular because the entire stage is going to be a house. It's literally going to be a 2-bedroom house up on this stage. And only Home Center can do that kind of crazy stuff, right? Also, thank you to DNL and our radio partners and friends. Talk 100.3, Big 106.2 and Love 107.1. We've been on air with them this week and we will be next week as well. So do tune in. And yeah, very importantly, we are running up now to our last weekend of shows. Woo! Finally! We have 3 big shows of Dear Evan Hansen coming up next weekend. And I'm sure that all of you will come and watch. Right, guys? You will, right? You will, right? Promise, promise. Okay, all of you all must come and watch too. It's a beautiful play and it's about a teenager getting caught up with social anxiety. It's about social media. It's about mental health. It's about what these kids are struggling with on a daily basis. And they really want you to know. So come be a part of that conversation that's happening next weekend. Second big thing is the Hive just got a new space in JLT. Yeah, we just got our own space in JLT and in Butterfly as well. Over our 3 different locations, we've got summer camps happening, and we would love for your kids and for the kids of friends and family to be a part of it. It's a combination of creative writing, public speaking, drama, performing, comedy, podcasting. Writing articles. It's really a mad fun place. And look, what the Hive does is, sure, we teach drama, right? We teach them to get up on stage and do a play, but I think also we teach something much bigger than that, which is confidence. And you can see it in the way they get up on stage and say their words out loud. We teach how to use language to move and impact an audience. And as adults, we know how important that is in the real world, right? More important than anything else you learn in school is being able to move an audience. And what we do is about building confidence and collaboration and empathy and kindness in these kids on a daily basis. And if you think that the work we do is of value, do go out and tell a friend about us and recommend our summer camp because we've got lots and lots of spots. And you don't have to be here for all of summer. Even if you're here for 2 weeks, beginning or end, you can still jump in. That's it. That's it. All right. Thank you, everybody. You guys are amazing.